Let me go ahead and just mark it for 5 minutes. Okay, this is the Gaming for Veterans Coordination Meeting of January 28th, 2026. I'm Mike Ungerman, Post Service Officer for the American Legion Oviedo Memorial Post 243, and have been selected by the American Legion Gaming Program to be an ambassador for the program in Central Florida. Agenda was sent out. Um, Hopefully some of you have had a chance to read it and look at some of the links. I am recording so that the meeting can be watched by other people that weren't able to join it today. And then it'll be submitted to AI for processing of what we accomplish and determining action items, which I'll edit and then send out to everybody that's here. I will ask that you keep your audio microphone muted until you want to talk, and to use the raise hand, which should be down at the bottom of your screen under the controls, to request to speak. And that way I'll call on each person that would like to make a comment or point something out in the meeting. And if your name is not your real name, that's the name that the AI meeting processing is going to say is the speaker. So I'll ask you when we do a roll call to say your name, the organization that you represent, and what your title is. And hopefully the recording will then put that name on anything that you say. So with that, what I wanted to do was kick this off with the American Legion National Commander. So I am going to go here and click share. And I'm going to go over to desktop 2, which you should be seeing now, and I'm going to play the video. If for some reason you don't hear the audio or the video isn't coming up for you, you can unmute and let me know, and I'll stop it and we'll try starting again. But this should play for everybody.
We are at the Student Veterans of America 18th National Conference, and we're in the exhibit hall of the opening night with the American Legion Gaming booth. So we've got people coming through here, all the students. The hall is full. The energy in this room really is unbelievable. There's a lot of therapeutic value in gaming, and this is a community that can get together and support one another, spend time with one another, which is something that really is effective with regard to our mission to be the one.
I knew that it could be a tool to combat that isolation that veterans are suffering from, bring them out of that shell a little bit. So when I saw that, you know, my biggest drive in life's always been to help my brothers and sisters. So getting to do that and getting to do gaming and fun, I mean, I could never ask for anything more. We're here at the 2026 Student Veterans of America National Conference. I'm super excited to be here. We have, I mean, all the things that you would need to engage a younger demographic, all the things you would need to engage student veterans who are interested in video games. We're giving away a Switch 2 to new members. We're also incentivizing current Legion members who are coming by to say hello, giving them an entry to the giveaway if they bring in a new member. We'll give them a $50 gift card if they win. The response has been great, and I'm super excited about it. We're breaking that stigma. You know, the stigma of the smoky bar rooms, that's the stigma we have. You know, and I think most national commanders I've ever talked to know that stigma exists. And we always try to find ways to break it. So bringing this technology into it, I think we're breaking it.
You can feel the energy in here. There's a lot of people that are visiting the booth, coming by. This is clearly something in this gaming that people and the younger generation is interested in. So I think this is a good tool that we could use for the American Legion. And I know e-gaming is spreading, but I think a lot of younger members, they're really into this.
Okay, I'm going to stop share. So it's impressive to me when I saw that video that our national commander is giving an open endorsement of gaming for veterans, and especially the American Legion gaming program. So what I would like to do at this point is, for the record, call the roll of those who I recognize as being here. I will call on you and then ask you to say your name, the organization you represent, and what your title is. So Harold, if you'll unmute.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Harold Barrero, and I work for the Orlando VA Healthcare System. I am the one of the program specialists for outreach.
Thank you, Harold. Jen, if you'll unmute.
Sorry, sir, I'm having some audio issues. My name is Jennifer Fleiger, War Medic Always. I'm with American Legion Gaming. I am the Director of Field Operations.
Thank you, Jen. Clay?
I'm the National Marketing Director. I'm also the Program Manager for the Ambassador Program.
Thank you, Clay. Calvin?
Yes, I'm Calvin Thompson, 7th District Commander, Department of Florida,
Thank you,
American
Calvin.
Legion.
Thank you, Calvin. Vic?
I'm Vic Mitchell. I am the developer of the Reveal program here at the Lake Nona Orlando VA. I am also an employee of the Orlando VA.
Thank you, Vic. Lorraine?
I'm Lorraine Holland. I am the Central Florida Chapter President for the Military Officers Association of America, known as MOA, and I'm also an American Legion member of Post 243 in Oviedo.
Thank you, Lorraine. Rob?
Hi, I'm Rob McGregor. Excuse me. I'm with Post 15 Dade City and don't have a formal title. I'm just here to participate, see what I can do. I do work a lot with Calvin though, so.
Thank you, Rob. David?
District 6 service officer and commander of American Legion Post 63.
Okay, and just say your name again. It got garbled.
Oh, I'm sorry. David Casander. I'm driving down South Florida right now, so I apologize.
Okay,
Good
thank
to see
you.
you, Mike.
Brian or Bryant?
Hi, good afternoon, sir, and everyone. My name is Bryant Ortiz. I'm the chaplain of American Legion Post 63 out of Buena Garden, Florida. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brian. Okay, I'm going to go back to my agenda. Okay, so we just saw the introductory video that our commander pretty much endorsed the gaming for veterans, and was good to see that. We're expecting him to make a round of District 6 this week and visit our post 243 in Oviedo, and we will certainly be mentioning American Legion Gaming getting its start here in Florida, and our department commander will also be with him during that period of time. I want to share, I have it here, and to make this print bigger. So in December, we had a meeting that many of you have not attended. I did send out this agenda, but for the record, I wanted to read in the summary of what took place in December, which substitutes for formal minutes of the meeting. So in December, we essentially unified the American Legion, the Orlando VA healthcare system, and American Legion gaming leadership to implement a Gaming for Veterans pilot program in Central Florida. The initiative's goal is to leverage gaming as a tool for mental health improvement, social reintegration, and organizational renewal. The group agreed to make Central Florida the primary testing ground for a national VA Legion alliance that uses gaming to combat isolation, reduce PTSD and depression symptoms, and reinvigorate Legion membership. The plan includes data collection, joint VA research delivery, and public demonstrations at events such as MegaCon, which is in March, and the Department of Florida Convention, which is coming up in June. The proposed implementation timeline from that was between January and April, or now, that District 6 consider establishing a gaming committee along the lines that has been suggested by American Legion Gaming. And we have some format for doing that. In February, which is next month, Harold and Vic talked about VA monitoring program leading to a data framework being in place. We also discussed potential participation in March at MegaCon Orlando, which is a major gaming convention. It's a national convention. We talked about April through June as being the program expanding to other posts in the state of Florida and attempting to get some ambassadors from areas further out from the core central Florida area that I'm currently covering. In June, we would like to be present at the Department of Florida convention. I don't know if we're going to be able to set up a demonstration or not, and I don't know if we're going to be able to be supported by sponsors or the American Legion Gaming program, but it's a target that we're shooting for. July through August, Harold had said that he was looking to have an initial report and a national policy brief. So those were the goals from the December meeting, which I'd like to discuss today. And as we discuss it today, anything that the representatives that we call on to have them speak to this mission. And then I'm going to follow that up with some resources. And we've got some slide presentations to take a look at. We've got a toolkit to look at from American Legion Gaming. We have a couple of articles, and we have a VA healthcare system article to look at. I've got some information on becoming American Legion ambassadors, and then we talk about going to resources and events in our local community, leading to open discussion. So what I'd like to do at this point, I'll minimize my screen here, and I guess I wasn't sharing, so I was reading. I apologize for that. I meant to share that. I'd like to call on Harold and/or Vic, in whichever order you would like to do, to comment on that schedule that I just mentioned and where you feel you are in it, and if you need to make any changes to those goals and objectives. So, who would like to speak first, Harold or Vic?
Well, we can both speak together. I just want to go ahead and just mention that we're going to be looking. I anticipated probably in the early summer to have some information available gathered, so how we can proceed. Seems like we're going to look at the fall right now. We're looking to participate in Gen Con over the summer and gather more data, more information, more insight, more suggestions of things that we can use for our veterans. So I'll leave that up to Victor. I'll give him the floor.
Okay, Vic.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm on my phone. It's the first time I've ever used Zoom on my phone, so I didn't know if I was floating in the ether or not. We're currently, I'm currently continuing to develop the program here at the Orlando VA. As you know, we just had this news article drop last week, and then we had an actual news story on Spectrum News 13 drop on Saturday concerning the program. So the program here is growing. As Harold stated, we are in the process of developing flyers and brochures about the program here for the VA that we're hoping to be able to secure a spot at MegaCon in March of this year to be able to attend, so we can get word out on the program, as well as we are looking to secure a table on the community row of Gen Con, which is the largest 4 days of gaming in the United States at the end of July and the beginning of August. With that, we are, of course, continuing to spread the program. I have currently have an individual, a doctor in Tampa, and also a peer specialist in Tampa that is looking to start a gaming program similar to the one that I've started here in Orlando. And also I have veteran volunteers that are willing to have a program in Daytona. So that is where we currently are as far as the program. I have spoken to Alan Edwards, and also I just recently spoke to Clay concerning the mission of the Reveal program here at the VA. And I think that our ultimate goals are still aligned. But that's where we are currently at the moment, unless there is some more that you need.
I do have a question, and that is when we dis first discussed this back in December, we talked about what you're actually doing locally at the VA hospital at Lake Nona. And at that time, you said that you were focused on doing tabletop gaming. Is that still your objective? And do you have any plans for electronic gaming out there?
So we're primarily using tabletop role playing because that is the least resource and logistic impactive form of gaming that we can utilize. It's basically next to no cost to the VA, except for an individual in a space for it to happen. So the plan ultimately for the Reveal program is to wind up generating the interest in the program itself. Tabletop role playing, like I said, is the least impactful as far as financing and logistics. The goal and the reason why I went with it is to show the VAs pretty like what we're facing the same challenges as American Legion Gaming is, and that is introducing gaming into the system is there's a mentality about gaming. It's just gaming, there's very small benefit. It's just people getting together. And even though that there is some information on the benefits, on the health and mental benefits of gaming, there's not as much as we would need to be able to get the ball rolling. So by introducing tabletop, by generating that interest in gaming, that's the program is developed to use it as a wedge. Once that door opens up within a VA facility and shows them that there's the amount of interest that they believe and that they can prove, then we will move on to other forms of gaming, such as Warhammer, console, PC gaming, and so on and so forth. Because once you show the interest and the impact, then generally the support and finances have a tendency to open up to be able to move forward. It is the ultimate goal of Reveal to implement multi-platform services for the program, but right now, because of the degree upon which the program is moving, which is a very low type of degree at the moment, even though it is picking up, it will move into the other realms at later dates.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Mike,
Yes, go ahead.
I just want to add one other component to what Vic had mentioned. And again, these are baby steps for us. You know how the government works is step by step. And definitely Vic was on point with all his responses of what we're doing and how we're going to look moving forward. But there's one other thing I want to add for you and for everyone on this conference call that I became aware of this past weekend was the need to have something separate, a gaming separate, just for women. Keep that in mind. Women who may have experienced other events in the military, while in the military as well, they may not feel comfortable playing with men sometimes. So, and basically, we just want to look at that in the future as well. Something to consider. So thank you.
Okay. Does anybody want to raise your hand and ask a question of either of our two VA reps?
I'm a little ignorant. I was looking down below. I don't see the hand sign.
Okay.
Which
It says react, and under react, there's raise hand.
I don't see react. That's why I couldn't.
Are you on an Apple computer?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Because I'm on a PC,
Oh,
that's what I see, but that's all right.
I just couldn't. I just couldn't find it.
Ask your question if you like, or
No, well, I just put it in the chat. Have you guys coordinated with Decision Tactical at all to see if they want to play ball?
so for those that are not aware, Decision Tactical is a company that bought an old AMC theater in one of our large shopping malls in Sanford, Florida, and totally converted it into a virtual firing range. It's got various different simulations that are computer generated. Likewise, it has physical props for perhaps Fallujah, clearing buildings, or for handling terrorists that might try to penetrate a church, and first response are going in, and they've got to take out the terrorists and not hit any bystanders. Right now, since Derek's not with us, my recall from having been out there last week is probably 8 different scenarios like, you know how mini theaters are laid out. So each one of the mini theaters, they were able to set up these different scenarios. And then they have training programs, how to shoot for families or for individuals. I mentioned to Derek, who is their representative, gaming for veterans using both electronic games and tabletop games. And because this is a theater with a full restaurant, a full conference room, the ability to open and close sliding doors and divide them up into different areas. They have a gamer's lounge right now with things like cornhole and table tennis and shooting pool and so on. So I said to them, you're missing a major demographic, people who want to get together and play games, whether they're tabletop or electronic. So he said he was going to talk to their management, but it hasn't gotten much past that. Okay, next on my list, I believe I have one District 6 representative online. That's David Cassander, who's their post-service officer. Was it Alan Adams, I guess, or Adam Allen? Said he could not make it today. So David, can you speak on behalf of District 6 and your own post as to where you see gaming going?
Yeah, I can speak certainly for my own post. I mean, we're anxious to support both programs, the VA and the American Legion, as much as we can once that gets solidified on what we're doing. As service officer, both those programs have benefits to our veterans. So again, we'll be pushing this in the district at the District 6 meeting. This will certainly come up, and you've been an excellent ambassador, Mike. So that's a strong benefit for the whole district, and I appreciate that very much. Other than that, right now, I can't really speak a lot because it's still a little bit ill-defined from the standpoint of what is it going to look like. Is it PC gaming? Is it board games? Is it a full suite? Who's going to be responsible for the cost? That sort of thing. But I can guarantee that we'll fully support whatever it comes up with. So thank you.
At last month's District 6 meeting, I got 5 minutes to talk about the 3 programs I represent,
which is more than most of others. So yeah.
But I would like to get probably 15 minutes on their schedule if I can squeeze into that. And I've got the 2 videos I'd like to play, and the next one I'm going to play for you would be probably the primary one, which talks about the benefits for veterans. But I want to play the one with our national commander so that they can see that support is coming from national. Then I want to play the one which I'm going to play for you, which is based on a PowerPoint that was put together by American Legion Gaming, and I turned it into a video, and that's about a 4.5 minute. So that would at least give them the idea that the program is valid and that there's a way forward. And then between the first vice commander and yourself and me, I guess, see if we can't get a gaming committee started at the district level. So I'll move into that once we finish this discussion.
Okay, yeah, and I'm sure we can get more time on the district meeting. I'll talk to Dave. I'll see him Saturday when the national commanders that are post, so we'll gang up on him then.
Okay. Okay, so we have a few folks here with us that I would like to give the opportunity to make comments. So the other posts, I guess, was Calvin and let's see, was it Brian? You said you were with a post? Calvin, why don't you speak
Okay.
first?
Actually, I'm seventh district commander, actually, and candidate for Central Area Commander this June. And this has been big on my radar. I'm working with Post 15 in Dade City, and actually Rob McGregor's here from that post as well. And we've been discussing this. Unfortunately, when I was at National Legion College in November, I ran into a gentleman there, Vincent Winter from the Department of Alaska. He sent me the Department of Alaska's gaming program document that they've created. So I can share that with you, Mike.
Sure.
Because anything we can do to help get the department going as well. And when you said focus on central area, that made me light up. Ready for area central area commander. I'm like, I'm more than happy to work with anybody to try to get, but we are starting at our post. It's we're going to start with the tabletop gaming, just like I was hearing. Everything that he was saying was exactly what Rob and I were talking about for our post to get the post going. There's a lot of in Eastern Pasco County where we're at. There's a lot of veterans, and not a lot of, and there's plenty of young veterans, but they don't go anywhere. So we're trying to see what we can do to kind of help bridge that gap, and and help take care of our veterans any way we can. And this seems like a good way to reach out to the younger generations.
Well, with Clay and Jen here, I'm sure they'll probably echo my thoughts. Is right now, as far as I know, I'm the only ambassador that ALG has designated in the state of Florida, and it's certainly a lot of space in Florida and a lot of room for more ambassadors, and especially being at the district level, having you as an ambassador would help us as a team.
And how would you go? How would I go about doing that?
Oh, okay. Jen or Clay, who would like to tell him?
On you, Clay.
To what? To be an ambassador or just spread ALG at different places?
To be an ambassador.
Well, so yes, I take on the ambassador program lead. The idea of an ambassador is to help eventually get resolutions up through the state, because national will not make ALG a program until there's at least 20 states with resolutions passed. So that's honestly what ambassadors need to do. So with that, would interviews, things like that is what I would do to get someone to be an ambassador, and then making sure they're a good fit for it and just helping do it that way. And I would say to help it grow, honestly, like it could be something as simple as, hey, we're gonna have a game night at the post. So at my Legion, we do Sunday Fun Day. For most of us, football season is over because our teams aren't any good. So what we do is we have, filled up our hall with a bunch of tables and a whole bunch of board games, told people to bring whatever game they wanted. They also sell these video game emulators on Amazon. They're $35, and they have 20,000 video games, like old school video games that aren't expensive. So think about the original Mortal Kombat, the things that people probably played, 20 some years ago, 30 years ago. And that's like a cheap way. Like I hear it a lot. The people think, oh, well, how much is this going to cost the post? Do we have to put in a gaming suite? I will tell you that I joined the Legion because I was a rider first. I like the idea of riding motorcycles with people. but the Legion didn't buy me a motorcycle. I had to bring my own. Most people that play video games play their own video games. They have their own system at home. Now, if you like to do that and you want to create a gaming suite, if you want to, you can. Just know that it probably will be a little pricey if you want to do multiple stations. But I know a lot of gamers that they have the systems at home, and how we connect to people is through the internet. That it doesn't always have to be brick and mortar. Virtual posts are becoming a reality because, as all of you know, you might have 500 members in your post for just Legionnaires, but you've never seen 500 people. A lot of people pay their dues and never actually walk in the door. So what we're trying to offer them is the Legion isn't just a bar. The Legion has other things it can offer. It's a way of getting them in the door using the video game community, which is vast. I talked to someone. Actually, they're on this call. Names are hard about how it's like over 50% of the gamers are all veterans. So they're out there. They just don't know what the Legion does, or they think it's just a smoke-filled bar. So it's just changing that perspective and that thing. But I don't necessarily not saying that I can't use more ambassadors. I certainly can. But I would say that the big thing that I need ambassadors to do is pass a resolution, because that's how we're going to get national to take it on. But if you just start something at your post, just a committee, look, get a little committee together and have gaming happen. Maybe it's just, if nothing else, people at their own houses are playing video games, or you want to bring board games into it. I know other people play Dungeons and Dragons or Magic the Gathering. It doesn't always have to be this $20,000 computer. Tons of things we can do, tons of things they can offer. But standing by for any questions you have for me.
And I'm going to feature some of the resources that ALG has put out, which I think are phenomenal, to give you an idea of what an ambassador or what anyone in the post can use to advance
Well,
gaming.
and I have no problem starting a resolution too. That's been through enough training to know how to write them properly too. That's a big key to getting a resolution passed too. Um, but definitely I'm going to be working on starting with the post, getting that going. So I've got, that's going to be number one, and then I'll go from there to um, get things moving forward.
Yeah, and also if you go on the ALG's website, so just legion.gg will get you there pretty
Yep,
quick.
I've been
You
there a
can
couple times.
Yeah, well, not just for you, but anyone listening, you can go on ALG and look up the toolkit, and it has California's resolution that's already passed. So you can use one that's already done. Um,
Perfect.
and then I can also send anyone my resolution here in Maryland, because mine's going to get, from what I'm told, unanimous vote on February 15th. And so I haven't had a whole lot of dealings with department level stuff. I was a second vice commander in Florida at Post 54 in the 5th District before I moved up here to Maryland last year. Um, but what I can tell you is a lot of side conversations, a lot of phone calls, a lot of hey, let me talk to you about this, because I heard, like, most times we don't have a lot of time at these meetings to explain things to people. So what I want to stress to people is, if you're thinking you're bringing an idea to a meeting and you're going to explain it to a whole bunch of people who may or may not be able to hear you because you're in a room full of people, understand that you're probably going around about it the hard way. And so what I've done, with the help of my department commander, is I've actually met some of the people on the DEC and be able to explain it to them in detail of answering their questions. So when it comes time for them to put a vote on the floor, they don't have to ask any other questions because they've already had all the answers, if that makes sense.
And I'm showing at the moment the link on the AmericanLegion.gg/toolkit. And I went ahead and opened up one of the support documents that's in the American Legion Gaming Ambassador Toolkit, which explains what it is. And then here is the index. And when they say this is a toolkit, I'd have almost put the word turnkey toolkit, because literally it gives you a plan establishing the game committees and the chair people, doing initial surveys, what the organizational structure looks like, identifying partners, because it's always good to have sponsors and partners, especially the VA partnering with us, the form letters and samples, looking at corporate sponsors and navigating their corporate websites, purchasing game kits, collaborative opportunities, event planning, building your gaming community, post-gaming events, creating competitive teams, organizing community play. Discord server isn't talked about that much outside the gaming community. I stumbled on it many years ago because I'm also in a local computer society. To me, it was basically a anachronism of the old BBSs, and we actually took Discord and turned it into a BBS for our computer society. And then I stumbled on American Legion Gaming and saw what Discord could actually do. But I'm surprised more posts focus on Facebook than they do on Discord, because Discord gives you so much more capability in having set up communities and people talking to each other and having subgroups and having virtual posts and having virtual posts online. But that is in and of itself is a major step that a post can make. And right now it's free. You can set up a Discord server for nothing. Media marketing and advertising, gaming leadership support, recognition of sponsors, setting up a shop, news and communication, supporting veterans through programs, supply drops, joining an ALG esports team, which I don't think there is one yet, but there may well be one very soon. Community gaming engagement, lots of events in local communities that we're right now probably very unaware of. And in areas such as Central Florida and Orlando, and going west to Tampa and down south to Miami, I'm sure that there are community gaming events going on. We just are unaware of them. And then, yes, doing game nights in our posts and graduating from the traditional pinochle and chess and checkers. Then recruiting gamers at our posts. I'm working on that in ours. Good answers to questions that are always asked. And once you actually start up a gaming committee and have a small program going, your post a checkup sheet to have to keep it going. So, and then it goes on to give it to you. So lots and lots of reading, but that to me is a phenomenal resource. Whoever put it together, Clay, I don't know if you were involved in that or not, but or Jen, I mean, this is a tremendous resource. Jen, did you want to add any additional comments to what Clay said?
So I'm still relatively new to American Legion Gaming within the last 6 months. So I'm learning a lot of what's going on and what it takes. I'm here obviously as a supporter, as a veteran. I just joined the American Legion. I live out in the middle of nowhere, Ohio, so the nearest Legion to me is 30 minutes away. But I did join online so that I can get that set up and moving forward. I'm still getting into my role for the director of field operations and working all of that. But any other questions I can answer when it comes to like the Discord for gaming and women veterans as well, I'm absolutely here for that.
Excellent. Thank you. All right, I want to go on to the next resource. And I spoke to, go ahead, Vic. Sure.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on a couple of points that were said, and that was the question was Discord as opposed to Facebook. The biggest reason why Facebook is still popular is because of the age demographic. A lot more people are comfortable with Facebook. It's basically just point and click and type, and that's it. Discord looks a lot more intimidating. It's got more hoots and whistles, and a lot of people, they don't like fooling with it. But so that's generally there. The Clay statement about the resolutions, I think maybe we're looking at a potential a high potentially overlooked thing here, and that is this. The American Legion headquarters is located in Indianapolis, Indiana, the national headquarters. That is right where Gen Con, the largest gaming convention, happens every single year in the United States. They just interviewed me. The American Legion just interviewed me at Gen Con last year because they showed up to Gen Con and did an article about it there. If any state should have a resolution about gaming and veterans, it should be Indiana. And since that is the headquarters, I think that may be the key to getting this ball rolling as far as getting it moving, because they are, I mean, they are literally across the street from the convention every single year. And like I told Clay, because me and Clay spoke a few days ago or last week, I think, almost 40% of the vendors that are at Gen Con are veteran owned for gaming. And almost 30 to 35% of the attendees to Gen Con are veterans. So that may be where we could get the ball rolling for American Legion Gaming to really pick up steam, is if we could get that on board. I mean, I mean, that's just me thinking out loud. I might be wrong about this, and if so, I'll put my hand down. But also, too, I'm going to have to step away. I have another meeting, and then the end of my day. But I just wanted to tell everybody, thank you so much for everything that you do. I am a Legion member. I just joined last year. So 95% of what you guys talk about, I have absolutely no idea what any of it means. But I'm very eager to learn at some point. And I invite anybody and everybody that wishes to learn more about the program to please reach out to myself or Harold. We are definitely excited about expanding the program and working towards the same goals. So thank you all so much. Have a great day and be safe, everybody, especially those that are up north. You know, call Canada, tell them to take their weather back. It's hanging out down here, all drunk and stuff. So, bye, everybody.
We're going to talk about a MegaCon, but I hope to see both VA representatives up there. Let me proceed on through this because I see how we've already gone 45 minutes. So I wanted to show you these resources. I'm going to share my screen again. This time I hope I'm sharing. Looks like I will. So this is one of the resources that was posted on Discord by the American Legion Gaming group. I'm not sure, Jen could tell us probably who the actual author was, but it's a great, I call it a PowerPoint presentation, but it's done on Google. So it's Google Slides. And initially I looked at this and I said, oh, these are great points. Now how could I get this into something that's presentable that I don't physically have to be there to present it? And I found out, just been chasing around on the menus that Google Slides has. This is brand new. If you say file and make video, this is what you get. You get a full-featured AI video editor that can convert any presentation that's uploaded to Google Slides into a video, complete with narration, and an AI that takes the slide and converts it into a presentation, not just read what's on there. And I did that. You can see it. It's got all the video tracks and all the slides sitting down here at the bottom. And I'm going to give you the 4-minute presentation, 4 minutes and 56 seconds, I guess it is, or 4:43. I'm going to show you what this is capable of doing. And this is what I want to present at the District 6 meeting. And now that we have the District 7 represented, I would suggest this also at one of your upcoming meetings, and hopefully give this at the State of Florida Department Convention if I'm given the opportunity. So let me pull this up. I just uploaded this to YouTube so that I didn't have to go through that whole process again. And let me play it for you.
This is a veteran gaming program proposal, an American Legion Post initiative using gaming to support veteran wellness, engagement, and community. This video will cover the need for this program, the solution, why the American Legion is the right organization to lead, and the expected impact. This initiative addresses veteran needs for connection and support not met by traditional programs. Let's begin by discussing the need for this program. Surveys show a strong positive impact of gaming on veterans' lives. 77% of veteran gamers reported a positive impact post-service, and 86% found it a healthy outlet for stress and anxiety. Crucially, 79% play games with others weekly, supporting social connection and peer support. Veterans thrive on connection, purpose, and camaraderie. A structured veteran gaming program builds on the American Legion's mission by using teamwork-based gaming to reconnect veterans, support mental wellness, and strengthen post-engagement in a modern, stigma-free way. Veterans today face challenges like PTSD, anxiety, and depression. They also deal with the loss of unit camaraderie, social isolation, and barriers to traditional mental health services. Traditional engagement often falls short because some veterans avoid therapy due to stigma, and not all veterans relate to formal programs. Younger veterans seek modern, social activities, and posts struggle to attract new and returning members. Now, let's explore the solution. American Legion Gaming is dedicated to enriching the lives of veterans and service members through gaming. Our mission is to provide a supportive environment for comfort, connection, and the exploration of career opportunities. Veteran gaming involves organized video, tabletop, and strategy gaming. These are team-based and mission-focused activities, with options for in-person and online participation. They are veteran-led, community-supported, and feature low-cost, low-barrier entry. Gaming works for veterans because it mirrors military teamwork and problem-solving, providing structure and shared missions. It encourages communication without pressure, offers stress relief, and creates a sense of accomplishment. The program offers significant mental health and wellness benefits. It reduces stress, anxiety, and depressive symptoms, improves mood, and encourages peer support. Importantly, it complements, but does not replace, traditional care. It also fosters social connection and belonging by rebuilding camaraderie similar to military units. It creates safe spaces for conversation, encourages mentorship, and reduces loneliness and isolation. Let's look at why the American Legion is uniquely positioned to lead this initiative. The American Legion is the right home because it is a trusted veteran organization with a strong legacy of service. Its established local posts, built-in leadership, and mission align perfectly with veteran wellness and unity. The Legion's unique advantage lies in its existing facilities, which are ideal for gaming events, providing safe, veteran-only spaces. This allows the Legion to reach veterans not in VA care and strengthens its relevance for future generations. This program offers numerous benefits to the American Legion, including increased post attendance and engagement. It attracts younger veterans and families, builds a stronger community presence, and enhances mental health outreach. Program ideas for Legion posts include weekly or monthly gaming nights with console, PC, and tabletop options. Posts can host tournaments, cooperative missions, hybrid events, and establish partnerships with local organizations. To get started, identify interested veterans and volunteers and start small with existing equipment. Choose accessible, inclusive games, promote through Legion channels, and collect feedback for gradual growth. Finally, we will examine the expected impact of this program. This program means improved veteran mental wellness by reducing stress and isolation. It leads to stronger engagement, rebuilt camaraderie, and belonging. For the Legion, it means growth, relevance, and being a leader in innovative veteran support. Currently, up to 1 in 3 veterans experience symptoms of anxiety or depression. After implementing veteran gaming, 77% of participants report a positive impact on their lives, and 86% report reduced stress and anxiety. This also results in increased post-attendance and peer connection. Success can be measured by attendance and repeat participation, veteran feedback and testimonials, and increased post-involvement. We will also look for an improved sense of connection and the formation of community partnerships. We ask for your support to approve a pilot gaming program, designate a post-gaming coordinator, and host the first Legion gaming event. By inviting veterans of all eras, we can build the future of veteran engagement.
So there is basically the toolkit shrunk down into a 5-minute presentation saying why and how. And about the only other thing I would add to that then, and let me see if I've got it here. Let me share this screen with you. and we have the gentleman who you will be talking to, okay? Be an ALG ambassador. Yes, we want somebody in every post, but if we've got someone in every district as an ambassador for your geographic area covering all the posts, I think we have, I'm trying to think how many we've got in District 6. I think I thought I saw it was 12 or maybe 16, something like that, covering an area. Takes me a half hour to drive in one direction just to get to the extreme of the, well, even longer. It goes all the way up to Lady Lake near the villages in my district. So we certainly can use ambassadors in the other area. Jen, you have your hand raised.
Yes, sir. I wanted to apologize that I need to leave. I have another meeting at 1500.
Okay. And the video will be available to everyone.
Yes, sir. Thank you very
Um,
much, and thank you all for your time. I appreciate you.
Thanks for joining us. I'm just about done anyway. So if you become an ambassador, let me just pop right into Discord here. Just take me a second. So here's my Discord. I've got a couple of channels that I'm in. American Legion Gaming itself has a full featured Discord with more stuff than you can possibly ever consume in one day's worth of browsing. But we have an ALG staff Discord server all set up by itself, and then set up specifically for ambassadors. So by becoming an ambassador in your district or your post, you've got access and can post ideas for others to consider. Enter into discussions about that, ask the staff questions specifically. Like here's somebody asking for clarification of a resolution. The resources I've just posted in here, the video, if I go up there, it's up here somewhere. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that I haven't even got to yet. Oh, here it is. I think it's promotional ideas. Yeah, here we go. So here's the video you just saw that I posted for the other ambassadors to take a look at and see if they like it. And then periodically they'll have a coordination meeting that's like a Zoom conference, but it's done on Discord. So that's a big advantage for the ambassadors. And then there is a whole Google Drive for the ambassador program. And if I switch on that, let's see if it's going to go to that. It's just there at the moment. Oh, here we go. So here are all the resolutions and examples and Q&As and so on, especially including one how to start gaming at a post, and volunteer recruitment flyers, and and here's the ambassador toolkit that's also duplicated there. So resources are available to those that want to be ambassadors. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else on here that I wanted to, no, I don't need to share any of that. So all of this is going to be documented. And okay, David said District 6 has 26 posts. There you go. Thank you. Going all the way up to the villages. And let me get back to my outline here and see what I've skipped, if anything. We talked about attending events. We talked about the major ones coming up. So besides MegaCon, and I'm sorry I missed the other one this summer, up in Indianapolis. Harold, what was the name of that conference this summer? The gaming conference in Indianapolis?
It's called
Gen
Gen Con.
Con. ALG will be at Gen Con.
Good. Good. Like to see ALG down here for MegaCon because it's just down the street from me.
Well, true. The downside is money is always
I know.
a hindrance. And if I could say something about the ambassadors.
Sure, please do.
I don't necessarily need 12,000 ambassadors because there's roughly 12,000 legions. Really, I just need somebody in each state to get a resolution passed. So once that happens, that's kind of like what the ambassadors are for, is speaking at the post level, the district level, and the department level. Now, I'm not going to say I'm going to tell someone, no, I don't need you, because anyone can be helpful. But again, like we don't necessarily need 12,000 of them. So there has to be a little bit of a limit because I am responsible for all the ambassadors, and that's kind of a heavy lift when I have more and more people want to do it, which is great. But the biggest thing is getting resolutions done. Now, every place does it differently, and anyone that hasn't gone and done your basic online or basic training online course for the Legion, I'd recommend that you do, so you can be a little bit more familiar with how the Legion operates. As someone who's also completed it, a lot of things are supposed to be done at the post level first, and then grow from there. In Maryland, we decided to do a little backwards, and that's okay because there's more than one way to skin a cat. So we're doing our resolution at the state level, and then what we're going to do is kind of build like an organizational structure for how things are going to look at the district and post level. So once I have that built out for Maryland, again, my resolution will be signed on the 15th. I plan on setting up my committee at my post, and I have about, I think, 6 other posts that want to start an ALG committee. So once the state has one, like we'll have a framework to work with, so they can have an idea of what they're doing. Because the hardest part about starting something is figuring out where to start. So I feel like that's where a lot of people are. But nothing's stopping anyone from starting an ALG committee at their post at the moment, and then building it up to several posts, and then a district, and then department. You can do it both ways. The Legion was actually built for you to do it from the grassroots. But I would just say, look at some of these resolutions that have been passed. Ask questions. That's what some of the ambassadors are also here for, is to help propel ALG across the nation, and technically the world, because we do have our post in other countries.
Calvin in chat asked where the California resolution was. Isn't that it? Didn't you say it was in the toolkit?
It is in the toolkit, yes.
Okay, good. Harold.
Sure, I just want to ask Clay a question as well. Is the VA in any way connected or aware of what you're doing in Maryland, and are they supporting you?
Not yet. And
Okay.
the only reason is because we haven't had a resolution passed yet. So I am not going to go to them as part of ALG when ALG isn't official yet. That's the only reason.
So when that time comes around, definitely reach out to me so I can give you some support with that.
Yes, sir.
As we're
Absolutely.
taking the lead VA wise here. And my second question is for Mike. Mike, as I'm participating in many events throughout Central Florida, I think if we can have a flyer of some sort of what the American Legion is trying to do in conjunction with what we're trying to do as well with our project Reveal, that would be just awesome to get that out more into the public and get their support as well as other organizations backing us up.
I have 2 flyers, which I got off of the Discord that were posted at one time, put them together back to back into a 8.5 by 11 flyer. And I passed those out at our last district meeting, and I passed them out at several post meetings. And I've commented on the Discord that I'd like to see a trifold or a bifold, even a 5 by 7 card that is handable out at meetings themselves. And I guess they say if you identify a problem, come up with a solution. So with your input, what I've gotten from you and from Vic, and what I'm picking up from ALG, I want to be ready for MegaCon. If nobody else is, at least I'll be there walking on the floor and coming by the VA's booth, and I'll have, as long as they don't kick me out, I'll have a bunch of flyers of some sort, and I'll work with you on what you're doing out at the VA to get the right words.
One more thing, my simplifying work even better if we can do a small card with a QR code with all the information about what the American Legion is doing with gaming. That would even be more conducive getting it out there into the community, to veterans' hands and others, and getting those younger veterans to get involved with the American Legion.
Well, and was also mentioned at these major conventions, lots of sponsors are out there. So if a couple of sponsors with some money in their pocket to spend to try to get more people to get their gaming products, think this is a good idea, and I hope to be able to talk to them about it, we could very well wind up with a gaming suite sponsored. So we'll just have to see if walking the floor at MegaCon gives me that kind of exposure. and gets us that kind of input.
Just because I've already had to deal with this with another venue. So the reason that Jen was here is she is the director of field ops. So anything that's boots on ground, like we're gonna go do an event, usually goes through her. So she usually does some back work and finds out the do's and don'ts. A lot of these conventions do not want you to walk around and hand stuff out. Like I try to get them, hey, I'm a nonprofit. I want to hand out bracelets, pins, pamphlets. They said absolutely not. They said that's what you pay for a booth for, because that's how they make their monies from the booths. So again, if you can try it if you want to, but any convention I've been to, you walk through metal detectors, you get patted down, and you have, you know, a backpack full of brochures. They're gonna tell you they're not allowed to go in. So
Well,
something
Harold has said that he thought he might get me a VA t-shirt so that when I walked on the floor, I was representing them. And if I can get that and wear my American Legion hat, then I might be able to say, hey, I'm just headed over to the VA's table with some brochures. So
yeah, I mean,
I'll make sure
again,
it says VA on it.
right. But again, like with these organizations,
Yeah,
they have you pay a fee for the booth,
I
and to
know.
walk around with product, they see that as a separate way of making money, because that would essentially give you a secondary booth that can now walk the floor and extend your booth. So they actually charge you twice. But again, if you can make it happen, I'm not telling you what not to do. It's a free
We'll
world.
see. Well, I can get kicked out once, then I can talk to their marketing people and say, how
Sure.
much you're going to charge me? And then I will see, hopefully I'll be collecting some business cards too while I'm doing that.
There
So
you
I'll
go.
just say to the guys that say, hey, yeah, we'll think about sponsoring you. So I just give them a call and say, okay, I've been kicked off the floor. May I come to your booth? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Give
Yeah,
me an
yeah,
idea whether I actually take a trip up to Indianapolis, which puts me closer to my family who are up in Nebraska. Lorraine, you raised your hand.
Yes. On the first Wednesday of the month, I send out what I call my mega email to over 200 VSOs, NGOs, and veterans. And if you have something that you want, it'll go out next Wednesday. I know you sent me something else to go into it, but if you want to send something or a flyer or whatever, just get it to me by the close of business next Tuesday. And then I can keep putting them in to the once a month newsletters because it goes to legislators, it goes to everybody.
Okay, I can do that.
Thanks.
Let's see what we got. Harold says he's got to leave. We'll see. I think we're just about done here anyway. I'm looking at everything I've got on here. It just says open discussion at this point. So for those that are still here and before I shut this down, anyone that has any comment, Clay, your hand is still up. Did you finish or? Okay, it's down
Mike, did you see my comments in the message?
in the chat. Let's see
In
what
the
we
chat.
got.
Because I've got 2 councils I can get you on to speak about it. Just let me know.
All right, I'm going to save the, by the way, you can save the chat by going to the meeting chat, 3 dots, and it says save chat. So you can get everything that's in there. And I've just done that. And I'll respond to that. There will be a minutes. First of all, there'll be a video recording. It'll be available on YouTube. So I'll be posting that on the American Legion Gaming Ambassadors resources. I will also send it out to everybody that's on my mailing list, including those that weren't able to make this meeting. And it'll be a meeting summary, very much like the last one with action items and so on. Any other last minute comments? Thank you all for being here. I think this is a worthy objective. I hope it's a program that gets the national attention. And I know our national commander is going to hear it from me yet again on Friday when he visits my post. And I'm going to call it to his attention that we really appreciated him doing the video that he did and that we are struggling but fighting for it in the state of Florida. Thank you all for coming.
Great job, Mike. Thanks.
Thanks, Mike.